Hello, guys. My name is Joe Osawaye, the Chief Inspiration Officer of the KIZA Group. I'm sure most times you see me alone talking. Today I have an interesting guy with me that I met sometime last week. I saw an interview on him on one of the online publications, and I said, you know what? What we've been talking about in the past couple of months, this is an example of someone that has lived it. So I said, you know what? Come over, let's just have a chat, and let us encourage one person. If it's just one person we can encourage out there with your story, we would have done justice to what we're doing today. Now I have with me the man called Eric. Eric Fit. I think you should introduce yourself.
So I'm Eric Akoa, on Instagram, Eric Fit, and I'm Cameroonian. I'm 32 and I live in Dubai. I'm a model and entrepreneur. I moved in Dubai 7 years ago and I didn't know how to speak English. I didn't have any friend here and I didn't have a job. And my first job was cleaner, as everyone knows. And over the year, I just started to learn English.
No, let me stop you there.
Yeah.
Let us start from the beginning, because I'm sure there's somebody watching us outside Dubai that is saying, hey, I want to come to Dubai. Why did you come to Dubai in the first place? What were you doing? Were you based in Cameroon, or where were you based?
So I was based in Cameroon.
Okay.
And I started to have an amazing life in Cameroon. I was doing my own business and I was doing modeling as well. And why Dubai? Because anywhere in the world was very complicated for me. Like I needed so much money in the bank account. I needed a lot
to get a visa or something.
To get a visa.
Right.
It was a hassle, and I hate going through the process of getting a visa. And back then, Dubai, the visa was 200 dirham, less than 100 euro. You apply online and you get the visa. And I was like, that's where I'm going. That's why I chose Dubai, because it was very easy for me to get the visa. I didn't know much about Dubai, but I just saw on TV, on Instagram, it was beautiful. And I was like, that's where I'm going.
Interesting. So just from seeing it on Instagram, you decided to relocate.
Yes.
Not knowing what to expect.
Nah, not at all.
So you took a step of faith.
I feel like that's always been my life.
Right.
I always take that leap of faith.
That leap of faith.
And it led me to something great.
Amazing. It led you to something great, but it didn't just lead you to something great. There's a backstory before the greatness started.
Oh, yeah.
So now let us start. You landed in Dubai. Tell us the story.
So I came in Dubai and of course I was doing great in my country. I had some money saved. I took a hotel for 1 week and then I see how the money just run out so quick in Dubai. And I was like, at this stage, if I stay in the hotel, I'm not even going to last a month. So I took like a bed space, like living with like 10 people in the apartment. And I was like, okay, this is cheaper. And I stayed there. And while I was staying there, I was on my phone every day looking for a job and applying. And sometimes I also came to Dubai with maybe 60 CV print. And I went out and giving to hotel, giving to everywhere I could see. And at the same time, applying on Facebook group and texting people, I need a job. Any kind of job that can give me a visa to stay in Dubai, I would take it. And
you were staying in the bedsit.
Yes.
How many? You said about 10 people in the room?
Yes.
So you guys were staying in bunkers?
Yes.
Okay.
But that's been all my life in Dubai, about like from the beginning till about 4 years in Dubai. I've always stayed in that place. It's only about 3 years in 2021 that I started to have my own money, and then I moved to a studio and it was, different. But yeah, so I was looking for a job and texting everyone on Instagram or Facebook group, everywhere, going out with my CV. And eventually someone called me. They were like, oh, hey, we have a job for you, but it's... And when the person was texting, I was using Google Translate because I didn't know how to speak English. And it was like, oh, we have a job, it's cleaner. Do you want it? I was like, of course I want it. I would love that. So I went for the interview with the broken English. I had questions that I memorized and everything. And of course, the people was also very genuine, because for cleaner, they didn't ask a lot of questions, just 2-3 questions. And that's how they hired me. you know. And it was the Metropolitan Hotel on Sheikh Zayed Road. The hotel was still in construction.
Right.
So when they hired me, I started doing construction stuff. You know, I was helping with the construction of the hotel. And when the hotel actually finished, they were short with waiter. They needed more waiter. And they were like, do you want to move to waiter? I was like, of course, I would like to. And then I moved to waiter. And that's where in the meantime, I was learning English and doing waiter.
How long did you work there? During the
year.
construction time? A year before moving into being a waiter?
No, during the construction time, maybe two months maximum.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved to waiter in the same hotel.
When you were doing the construction job, what was on your mind?
I was like, what the hell am I doing here? This is hard. Like, why am I doing this? What am I doing? Like, literally, I was asking myself, what am I doing? And I was sending pictures. But at the same time, I was happy because, you know, now I have an Emirate ID. I have a job. But it was so hard. But at the same time, I was happy. That's what was in my mind. A bit of confusion, a bit of happiness, a bit of what I'm doing here.
Right. Did it ever occur to you to say, hey, man, this is not what I came to Dubai for. I want to go back home, man.
Later on.
Yeah. Okay.
Later on.
So you worked in construction for a bit, about 2 months, got into waitering in the hotel. How long did you do that for?
Did waiter for about 10 months, almost a year. And it was very intense. We were starting from 4 p.m. till the closing at 3:30 p.m. And then we're back home by 4 p.m. So it was like 4 to 4 shift. 12,
wow, like a 12-hour shift.
12-hour shift. And with 1 day off. And the salary at that time for me was good because I had accommodation, transportation, and food. But the salary was 1,000. And right now, like at that time, I don't know what you can do with 1,000 dirham per month. But still, I was sending maybe 300 to my mom and staying with 700. And I lived like that for like a year. And it was okay. So about a year, I was like, you know, I don't think I can do it. I cannot do it anymore. And one day like that, I just wake up and I'm like, I'm not going to work anymore. And all my colleague was like, are you crazy? This is Dubai. They will get in trouble. They will take your passport. They will not pay you the ticket to go home. I was like, you know what? At this point, I do not give a damn anymore. I'm not going to work. So they called me and I was like, I don't want to work anymore. Like, I'm done.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The hotel.
You just say, I'm not working anymore. What triggered that?
What triggered is because the manager say, come do the opening, come to your normal shift, and then you will close. So that's like a 12-hour, and then you come back in the morning. And I was like, no, if I do the full shift and then I close, you need to like allow me to come back at like 4 p.m. You know, like normal.
So
I have time to rest.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're coming. And I'm like, no, I'm not coming. That's how I just slept. And the next day, he sent the notice like, Eric is terminated. I was like, okay. And everybody was like, what are you gonna do? What? I wasn't very stressed, but I was like, at least I'm very happy for the experience because I learned most of my English there. I met my best friend there. He was also a waiter, but now he's the manager of the restaurant. And it was a great experience. But I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. And my friend was like, what are you gonna do? Luckily, I was a bit fit and I was doing personal training back home. And I was like, well, I'm just going to try personal training and see how it goes. So I resigned. So I got terminated. And then I took another bed space, moved there. And then I start online, like messaging people, hey, I'm doing personal training. Anyone want a personal?
You had already built like a contact list, a local contact list. You started to meet people in Dubai.
Yes.
Because so that you can send this.
That's right. So I was DMing people on
You know,
Instagram.
when you say you worked in construction first and then you went into waitering, sometimes in life, what I've noticed is you just need to be able to get your foot in.
Yes.
And what that did for you was construction first, and then you moved to waiting. What you also got from there was the ability to learn the English language.
Yes.
Because sometimes it is not only about the money. There are certain things you get in this journey of life that is not monetary, but will help you later.
I feel like that's a lot of people are stuck in that cycle. They forget like the main purpose or what they can get, because they focus on the money. But sometimes you can say, okay, I want this is what I want and I want this money, but behind you can have greater than the money, you know. And to be honest, at that time I wasn't really focused on money, you know, as you can see, like I wasn't focused. I really wanted like to have an Emirate ID, to have a bank account, to live in Dubai. That's what I was, and learn English, you know, that's what I focus on. And yeah.
Interesting. And then the journey as a trainer now started?
Yes, it started. That journey
Personal trainer?
Yes.
Okay.
That journey was up and down.
So it's like after 3 years you lived in Dubai? Or
That was in 2019. 2018 to 2019. Because I arrived in 2017, then I worked till 2018. End of 2017. 2018 I started personal trainer until 2019. And then COVID came in 2020. So while I was doing personal training, I had maybe 2 plans. But the annoying thing is, whatever money I was making, if I was making maybe 3,000 a month with my 2 clients, I had to pay my bed space. And every 3 months, I had to do the visa change. So I go to the airport, which you take the flight, you go to Oman and you come. And then when you come back, you need to stay at the airport. You sleep at the airport for like 2 days, 3 days, while you're waiting for your visa to come out. And at the airport, it's so cold. And the first time I didn't know. You know, I just went with a short and everything. And I slept at the airport for 3 days waiting for my visa. And so that cycle, I was doing that every 3 months. Well, because I didn't have the money to do it. Visa, to open my company, everything. So I was doing 3 month visit visa. And it was expensive. So all the money, the small 3,000 I was making, it finished in the rent and the visa change. And I just kept doing that.
How long did you do that for?
Did it for like about 2 years.
2 years?
1.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every 3 months you had to do the
visa
in and out.
Yes.
Oh.
Did that.
How did the personal training thing go?
It was a good experience, but I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. I mean, at the beginning I enjoyed, but then, you know, I don't know, Dubai, like I had a lot of young girl, you know, that just wanted me around, and then talking about the life, and some, I don't know if I can say that, but most of the girls wanted to sleep with me.
Yeah, Shola will cut that off.
Yeah.
Typical Dubai life.
Yes,
Hey, they see a
exactly.
fine boy,
Yeah.
they want to hang out. Were you clubbing? Were you going out? Or
No, not really. I wasn't.
so where were they seeing you?
On Instagram.
Instagram.
I was very
Active on Instagram. Okay. So all this while you were doing your waitering job and all that, were you on Instagram?
No.
Okay, it was when you started the personal training thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So-
Instagram really helped.
Yeah, it did help. I met a lot of people on Instagram till now. Yeah, Instagram really helped. So the personal training phase was a short phase, and I enjoyed for the beginning, and then like for those reasons I didn't enjoy it anymore, and then I just stopped. But meanwhile, I was doing like some one modeling job. After 6 months, a brand will contact me on Instagram and be like, "Hey, we like your profile. Like, we want to do a shoot for our brand, and we'll give you 2,000." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that."
Oh, so it's not that you were going for the modeling.
Yeah.
They just saw you on Instagram and then they contacted you.
I've never really, in Dubai, never really wanted to be a full-time model. You know, the main reason why I came to Dubai is because I wanted to apply for Emirate, cabin crew, and fly and
see the world.
Yes, exactly.
Through Emirates. Right.
While I was doing personal training, I had a lot of time, so I was focusing on Emirate, applying. I applied 3 times. The first 2 times online, they rejected. The third time, they asked me to come for the interview. We were 100 people, and I did the interview. I went to the final interview where maybe 5 people, and then at the end, they chose 3 people, and they didn't choose me. So I fell into a depression.
The first time you applied,
Yeah,
they didn't take you.
yeah,
You applied again,
yes,
and you applied again.
yes.
See, that's the power of persistence. Once you're persistent about trying to get something, finally you didn't get the job, but at least you got your foot in the door. You got an interview, you were shortlisted till you got to 5, and then before you were dropped. But if after the first try you gave up, so in this journey of life, you must continually push on till you get your goal.
I agree.
Interesting.
So when
you said you also applied to Etihad?
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did apply.
Did you get any interview there?
No.
None. Okay.
I did apply 3 times as well. Same. I didn't even reach the interview. They were just rejecting me online. I was like, okay. And I fell into a depression. I was like, Dubai is not working. It's really not working for me. And I just kept doing my thing. You know, that's when COVID came. Yeah, that's when COVID came.
You said you fell into a depression.
Yes.
That's really a very low state to be. Didn't you have a support structure? At this time, you've been here for like 3 years.
Yes.
Didn't you have a support structure like friends?
At that time, no. At that time,
you were just alone.
I had a girlfriend.
Okay.
And she was also living with people, and she had a very normal job, and she couldn't do much. But I feel like if she wasn't there, I would have done something to myself or booked the flight ticket and just go home. She was kind of helping me, motivating me.
Fantastic. That's why I asked about the support structure.
Yes.
It could be one person or it could be a group of people.
Yes.
In life, no man is an island. It's you got to have people around you, especially people that can share in your joy and your pain. So that when you have your low moments, that people you can talk to, especially in this kind of place, you can be so close to so many people here, but be so lonely. You understand? You get a lot of people around you, but there's no connection. Yeah. So every time you find yourself in a new place, as quickly as possible, try to create beautiful relationships so that when times are tough, you have someone to talk to. Just even talking to someone can help you get out of a whole lot of stress.
It does. It does. 100%. Because I've been in a position where I've talked to a lot of people, and they just came back to me and tell me, like, the last time you talked to me, you changed something in me. And I really wanted to thank you for that talk we had, because you changed something in me. And I was like, I know, because sometime when I was there as well, there's someone who talked to me and he changed something in me.
Amazing.
Made me keep going. So I know the feeling.
We're all connected somehow.
Yeah.
Like iron, they say iron sharpened iron. Interesting. Yes. So next stage of your life.
I did that's when like COVID came, end of 2019, beginning of 2020. COVID came, and meanwhile, while I was doing when I fell into a depression, I wasn't eating, and I didn't have money as well anymore, because it was started to get dry with client. I didn't have client anymore. I didn't have money anymore.
During the COVID period?
No,
before COVID.
Just before the,
because there was a lockdown in Dubai during those COVID days.
Just before the COVID, and it was very getting hard for me. I was staying days without eating.
It's not that it was intentional. It's not that you wanted to fast.
Nah.
You didn't just have the money to eat.
Yeah, and I remember there was a
No, you got to talk about that more because, you cannot trivialize two things you talk about, depression.
Mhm.
To get in and out of depression, it's not a joke. It's actually a mental case issue where you need to go for mental therapy or say psychiatrist and all that. How did you get out of that?
That's a very interesting question. I get out of that because I was like, I realized that I was alone. And no matter how someone tried to talk to me, the person is not going to get me out of the depression. I have to get myself out of the depression. And because if the person talked to me, at the end of the day, the person go back to their house and live their life. And I'm back alone again. And I was like, I cannot allow myself to feel this way how I'm feeling and lose anything. And my mom, she's like counting on me. She's expecting me to do things for her.
I was waiting to hear that.
Yes.
I was waiting to hear that because sometimes it's not about you anymore. It's about somebody that you love so much that you don't want to disappoint. And you just mentioned it. There's something about your mom that maybe in your mind you'd promised yourself to do something wonderful for mama. And that made you pick yourself up and say, oh, you know what? I cannot be in this state. Even though I'm this low, I need to get out of this.
I did promise my mom something before I left Cameroon. My mom, she's almost, at that time she was maybe 55 and she never left Cameroon. She never took a plane. And her brother and sister tried to make her go to Europe and everything, and it never worked. Refused visa and everything. So when I left Cameroon, I looked her in the eyes and I told her, I'm going to be the one making you fly around the world one day. I promise you. And I left.
So that was a goal, that was a vision that you held on to.
Yes.
Even when things are tough, there's something you hold on to say, you know what, this thing is bigger than what is happening to me presently.
Yes. I wanted my mom to see the world. Like I didn't want her to like live all her life in Cameroon, never get into the plane, never really enjoy life, and her whole life was suffering, trying to put food on our table. We are three boys. And just walking.
What's your position? Are you the first?
The middle.
Oh, middle. Okay.
And so I couldn't allow myself to feel that depressed. I was like, I cannot feel that. I have to pick up myself and keep going. So that's what got me out of that. Right when I was like, okay, I'm gonna get out of it, COVID came. And the moment COVID came, it was actually so beautiful for me. Because
why was that?
When COVID came, I stopped thinking. I stopped, it's like the whole world stopped, and I just started.
So COVID was like a leveler. Yeah. We're all in this
together
problem together, and we're not sure whether we'll all get out of it because we thought everybody was going to die. Then it has never happened before, So it gives you some kind of comfort that we're all going to die.
It's so true. Because before COVID, I was about to die alone in my bed.
Yeah, but now we have group death or national death. So it felt better.
It is. I'm sorry. But on top of that, so at that period, I started to hang out with a group of friends in my neighborhood, and we were just sitting in the corner and talking and laughing. And everything was just amazing. But
you didn't have food to eat, so how were you able to do that?
The friend that I met during COVID.
Yeah.
During COVID. Yeah. Because I wasn't able to eat right before COVID.
So how did you survive those times?
My ex, she was helping me a bit, like 100 dirham there. And it was lasting.
You still friend with your ex?
Oh, yes.
Fantastic.
100%. I said to myself, that...
Because people that were there when things were really tough, those are your real people.
But I did something that I'm so proud of me. I'm so proud of myself. I did something to my ex. I like to call myself a visionary. So I told my ex, listen, you need something for yourself. You've been here in Dubai 9 years. You don't have something you need something for yourself. You have a job, you have a good salary, go to the bank, take a loan, buy this property. And it was like 2 years ago, property in JVC was still very low.
No.
And she just listened to me because she knows like she believed in me. Like whatever I said, listen, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna happen. It always happens. So she believed in me, and she went to the bank, took a loan, went to buy that property for 350. Now the same property is 650.
Wow. So she has a lot of equity in it now.
Yes.
Amazing.
So that's something that I like to be proud of that I did for her, because she did so much for me.
Fantastic.
When I was hungry,
the lowest point of your life,
she was there, taking me out, food, inviting me. She was there.
Hey, pause for a moment to picture this. You're standing on the balcony of your new super luxury home in Dubai. The skyline stretching before you like a canvas of lights and dreams. This isn't just any home. It's a reflection of you, of your journey to the top. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You got so much on your plate, you want no hassles. I don't want the hassles myself. Let me share a secret with you. The real luxury in life isn't just owning an exclusive property in Dubai. It's doing it effortlessly with someone who understands not just what you want, but what you've worked for. My name is Joe Osawaye. I make your dreams a reality.
So during COVID, I've met a group of friends in my neighborhood, and like some Cameroonian, some Nigerian, and we were just.
You're still staying at the bed seat at that time?
Yes.
Okay.
And we were just hanging out, laughing, drinking beer. They had money, so they went always giving me food, giving me beer, drinking. Life during COVID, life was amazing. Oh, life was amazing, and I was just waiting for it to pass. But then the landlord from the bed space where I was staying, he said he's closing the flat. Everybody needs to leave. He gave us 1 week. And I don't have money. That's how I end up homeless in Dubai. Well, so in 1 week, I packed my stuff. I put it in my friend's house. My friend live also with people. And I'm like, fine, just keep my stuff. And I started to sleep at the beach, Kite Beach. I was sleeping in the parking of the building. I was sleeping to a friend couch for like a day or 2 days, and then go back to the street.
You had a particular parking lot you used to sleep, or you used to just go from place to place?
I had a particular
place.
Yeah. My old building.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know the building. And I know that
sometimes you go to Kite Beach to get beachfronts. Accommodation. It's so beautiful. We can laugh about this.
No, it is.
At that time, I can imagine not having food and shelter in a beautiful place like Dubai, and you see all the opulence and everything.
Yes.
But you're going through that painful time.
So at that time, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with Dubai. I've been here already 4 years.
And all this while, you never heard of KIZA?
I've heard of KIZA before, but when I was personal training,
yeah,
I was lucky enough. Like I told you, I was messaging a lot of people. I was lucky enough that I've messaged a Nigerian guy on Instagram, and luckily he replied to me. That's Osh Papi.
Okay.
I messaged Osh Papi that I want to train you. And he replied to me. And we trained once. He didn't like it. And he was like, it's fine. We'll go eat sometime. And he took me to KIZA.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting. Because during the COVID times, we had a small program we're doing in KIZA that anybody that was hungry could come and eat in KIZA. Free of charge. If you're African and you're having any kind of issues with food and all that, at least we had food there, and people used to come eat. So that's what I was asking if knew about KIZA at that time.
Yeah, but I knew about KIZA, but I didn't know about it.
Welcome to KIZA, the award-winning restaurant and lounge nestled in the heart of Dubai's prestigious DIFC. At KIZA, we believe in celebrating life's moments in style, and our versatile event space is the perfect setting for any occasion. Whether you're planning a corporate gathering, a lively concert, or an elegant award ceremony, KIZA provides the ideal backdrop for your event. With 5 different function areas accommodating up to 400 guests, our state-of-the-art facilities and attentive staff ensure that every detail is taken care of, leaving you free to focus on enjoying the occasion. Experience the ultimate in luxury and hospitality at KIZA. Contact us today to start planning your next event and let us make your celebration unforgettable.
Right, so we're talking about COVID times and all that. So how were you surviving? I think we were shut down for a couple of months,
Yes.
I think from about March till August.
Yeah.
So how did you survive throughout that period?
The group of friends
Wow.
were around, and basically they were cooking sometime, and it was in Ticom,
Mm.
and I was just going to eat sometime. And at that time, I was still with my girlfriend as well. She wasn't flying, and she had her money, so she was helping me. It was okay. That COVID,
She wasn't flying.
yeah,
Oh, she used to fly for
Yes.
which Emirates or fly Dubai?
yes, Emirates.
Okay, interesting.
So, and she's the one who helped me to apply for Emirates as well. So she wasn't flying, so we were staying together, helping me with food. My friend also was there. So COVID was very, very good time for me. Yeah, so at the end of COVID, that's when the landlord said,
You gotta leave.
"Look at that, yeah, he's closing the flat." So I slept there and there, front beach view, parking, friend couch. So at the end, I was like, that was end of 2020. I was like, I cannot do that anymore. No, I prefer to go back home. I prefer to go back home where at least I had shelter, have food, have my family, have friends. And I was thinking, because I didn't have money as well, I was thinking, let me go to the police station and say I want to get deported, because I didn't even have money to pay my ticket, and I really wanted to get out of Dubai. So I was thinking, I'm gonna go to the police station and say,
Why did you think of your embassy or your consulate?
let me be realistic. I don't think personally that they will do anything for me. I think Dubai will help me more than my own embassy. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And I've seen how Dubai help people. Like, if you don't have job, if you are in the street, like, it's okay. They have money, they will pay your ticket, go back home. And I've seen that. So I was like, yeah, they can do. I've never seen my embassy help people, someone going back to Cameroon. No. So I was like, I trust Dubai, I trust the police. I explain my situation. I will explain my situation and say I want to go back to my country.
Right.
And so before that happened, a friend from Cameroon said, "Yo, I'm coming to Dubai." He came in December 2020. "I'm coming to Dubai. I want to buy some stuff for construction for my house." His dad is very rich in Cameroon, for my house in Cameroon. And I was like, "Cool, come, I'm here." And I was expecting him to give me like 1,000 or 500, because I will be showing him around Sharjah. We're gonna buy some stuff.
The construction materials market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he bought a lot, for about 500,000 dirham. And without me knowing, the seller contacted me. He was like, "Yo, thank you for bringing me this market. Here's for you. Here's for me." So total, I got like 35,000 out of the transaction.
From zero
Yes,
to 35,000.
yes.
That's commission for bringing someone to buy stuff from there.
And I didn't even expect that I would get a commission. I was expecting a commission from my friend, or 1,000, because I'm showing him around.
And you'd have been satisfied with 1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you got a super bonus, 35K.
Wow.
How did you feel when that money touched your hand?
I felt good. I've never felt like that my entire life. And it was the most amount of money I've made in my entire life. 35,000. In Cameroon, it's 5 million. And I was like, wow. So I was thinking, should I go back with this 35,000, which is 5 million in Cameroon? I can live good for 5 years.
I was gonna talk about this later on, but I think I should just interject here.
Go on.
What did you learn from that?
From what? From what exactly?
From your friend contacting you, coming to buy stuff, and you making that money.
What can I say I learned from it? Like, just helping people, like trying to always, because I wasn't trying to make 35,000, and I was also happy to see my friend.
Yeah.
So helping people,
Right.
you never know what.
And then there's a big part to that is the power of relationship.
The network.
Power of relationship.
That's
Because you had already established some kind of relationship
yes.
in Cameroon. He knew you were here, he contacted you. If you had a credibility issue with him there, he would not have contacted you.
That's true. That's
So you see, when we are creating relationships, we should be very careful of not just the present, but the future.
That I learned that I feel like I know that since Cameroon already, because I've always tried to be like in good relationship with people, especially people who have money. Even if you don't want money from them, because you never know in which situation you can be tomorrow, and it can just get you out of that situation just like that, you know. So it's good to have a great network and be good to those people, you know, because even with business, like they might need something from you, and you may be able to provide it, and then that's where your business starts, and that's
It's
how
a big
you
part of business. People like to do business with people they like. It's quite interesting. But if you don't like somebody, why do you want to be around him?
Yeah.
If you don't want to be around him, there's no avenue for you to even discuss business. So if you have a likable personality, it kind of helps, you know?
I'm 100% sure it helped me. It helped me a lot.
So you made that money. What next?
What next? I was a bit confused in between going back to Cameroon without 35,000 or staying in Dubai and give myself a lifestyle that I was dreaming about.
All this while, where was Mama in all this? Were you still in touch with Mom?
Yes, I was in touch with Mama. Mama was just like, come back home, you know, it's okay. I'm here. You can take some time, or maybe you can go back later. And I was like, no, I'm okay. I've never really told my mom anything from what's happening, because I didn't want to make her feel bad. So anyway, I decided to stay. I was like, you know what? If I sold 35,000, that's mean I can see 100,000. So first thing first, I was doing my driving license. I was doing it for 2 years. But because I kept failing, and when you fail, you need to pay 350. So sometimes I'll just leave it there. When I have 350, maybe after 3 months, I come and pay, and then I fail again, and I leave it there. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to finish with the driving license. That's the first thing that I did. I went and I gave 10,000. I said, I want a VIP, and I want to finish with my driving license. That was my first Dubai experience, that showed me, like, when you have money, how different they treat you. From the moment I paid us 10,000, I went.
You went VIP.
VIP. G-Wagon. Coffee every morning when I arrive. Calling me to check on me. Did you like the session? Everything.
That's the power of money.
It was,
what money can do.
I think that was the experience that made me feel like, whoa, okay, I never want to go broke again, because I like the way I'm being treated. I've never been treated like that, with so much respect.
Great experience.
It was amazing. I was like, yeah, I need.
Yeah, but before the money came to your hand, did you have a plan that if I make some money, these are the things? Because a lot of times people have no plan. They get into some kind of big money and it disappears after some time. you can't really say what you use the money for. Yeah, but did you have any plan? Because you said, first of all, you went straight to fix your driver's license. Why did you do that? You took a third of the amount that you made to go get a driver. Why did you do that?
Because through the time I realized that driving in Dubai will make my life so easy, because I was taking bus, then metro, then walking, then 12 dirham taxi to go somewhere. And in summer, I end up sweating by the time I reach wherever I want to reach and smelling. And I was like, I don't want to do that, So I knew that having a driving license, and also I believe that I could have a driving license and then a friend of me have a car, or I can get a job as a driver anywhere. So I was like, for me, driving license was a big step into Dubai life. So I went to do a driving license. And in 1 week,
the way things work in Dubai, you lost your job. So what happened to your Emirates ID?
So my Emirate ID, I had along the way, by the end, when I finished personal training, because I wasn't doing the visa change anymore, I've managed to save, I think it was 4,500 to do the Emirate ID through a guy who told me he has his company, so I pay and he gave me the ID. And that's also something that really drives up my money. It was good because now I wasn't doing the visa change anymore, but I saw that my visa and I didn't have money anymore. That was something that took all my money. That's why I was hungry all the time and I couldn't even afford my rent, because I put everything in the visa. That's how I saw that my visa. And it was a 2-year visa. So for 2 years but even when I was in that visa, I didn't have money, and that's when I was still planning to go give myself and say I want to be deported. So that's what happened. So I finished my driving license. So I had 25,000 left. I went and I bought a car. I bought a Tiguan, Volkswagen Tiguan, second hands or third hands maybe. It was 16,000. I bought it, and then I had maybe 10,000 on left, and I slept in my car for like 1 week, and I was looking for a house on Bayot to Bizel, and I found a studio in JVC. It was 21,000 dirham or 22,000 dirham per year. So I went and I paid the first check, 10,000 dirham. I moved in, and all my money was finished. But at least I had a driving license, a car, and a house with a nice bed. And I was like, okay, now let's try to figure it out what we will do next. Because being in Dubai, I've always slept on an uncomfortable bed. I've always slept with people. I've never been able to move around freely. And suddenly I have all that. So my mindset changed. So I could focus now on something bigger. So I was like, now I have all this comfort. Let me see what I can do.
But you had the comfort, but no money.
Yes. It's amazing what you can do to your mind. Like sometimes you don't need money. You just need to switch your mindset. If you focus your mind, before I was focusing my mind on what am I going to eat? What am I going to eat? Where am I going to sleep?
That kind of just drains you.
It does drain you.
Yes, and it takes your eyes off focus.
Exactly.
But if you ignore those things and you look at the bigger picture, it kind of helps.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't thinking about all that. So I focused on modeling because I was like, I've done everything. My friend even took me to real estate at some point. Right when I finished the personal training, when I wasn't doing personal training, tell me, come be real estate. So we sat down, wearing suit, calling people, hey, we have a lead, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't like this, man. People are not even picking up all the call, or when they pick up, they just hang up. I didn't like it. So I was like, okay, now I try a lot of things. Let me focus on modeling, because I remember a brand used to give me 2,000 for a job a day. So I already had professional pictures. So I applied to all the modeling agency in Dubai.
About how many of them?
Like maybe 20. All of them. I went on Google, modeling agency. The one I knew already and any new that I didn't know, I was just looking for, and I just applied to them. And maybe in 1 month I can get a shoot and get 3,000. And I was like, wow, okay. And I didn't need to pay the rent for 6 months. So if I do only 2 shoot or 3 shoot in the 6 month time, that's my second check that is already covered. And I didn't even know how I was going to pay the second check. I was just living on faith. I was like, I know something is going to come, because I'm focusing on that. I'm not focusing on the problem anymore.
Correct.
I'm focusing
On the solution.
The solution.
Correct.
And I had faith. And I was like, I know something is going to come. And things started to come. But before I knew, I had the money to pay my second check for the apartment. And life was just different and amazing. I opened a bank account. Emirate NBD. That was I'm saying that with so much pride, because I used to see people with Emirate NBD card, and I was dreaming.
Wow.
Like, that's one of my goals, to have a bank account. And that buy stuff, and it was amazing. So I had all that. Studio, bank account, Emirate, and driving license.
What about the chicks?
She was still with me.
Oh, she was still with you then. Okay.
But then that's when I feel like, because you cannot go through what I've been through and still be the same person. I wasn't the same person. And that's where we fell off. Because now all my mind was focusing on, I never want to go back there. And I'll kind of blame her, because while I was there, if she was just a bit more awake, she could have done a bit more. But I did also
for herself or for you?
For me. But also I didn't want to ask too much, because she's just my girlfriend. So
yeah, but sometimes in life, those little things spoil the big things.
You're right.
If she had done the little things for you, you would have felt a little bit comfortable. The moment you get comfortable, you start to die. You must always be in that state where you go for the big kill. You can't afford to be comfortable. So you should thank her. The story would have been different.
At the end, I did thank her.
Yeah.
At the end, I did. But yeah, like when I went through all that, and I had my own place and everything, there was something in me that was burning and making me be a different person, because I was like, I never want to go back where I was. So I was really, really focusing on meeting people, going there, doing this. Once I have a car, I remember I even started car lift. Hey, if you want to go there, like, just so I can maximize my money to eat. And I was very, very focused. I didn't want to do anything with her. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to party. I was like, wow, we should talk business. Like, we should talk. Now we have this amount of money. Maybe if we invest in this, we can do this. And she wasn't really following. And I was like, that's why I was like, that cannot work. So that's pretty much the story.
Yeah, that's not a story. That's that part. You sent out your modeling thing.
Yes.
And then what happened?
Oh, I've started.
That's the real story.
I've started to have a lot of opportunity. And before I know, the same Emirate that rejected me, they select my profile, and I did a shoot for them. ATR as well, who rejected me, I did a shoot for them.
Wow.
And I did a shoot for half of the hotel in Dubai, Jumeirah, like almost all the group, except KIZA, because, and I was kind of mad at it, because I was like, I'm doing so much big thing for big company in the Middle East. Why KIZA is not calling me?
Because we're too big.
Bigger than Emirates. Anyway,
I'm just pulling his legs. We didn't know you. We didn't know you. We're not in the modeling space, so you didn't send your CV to us, so we didn't even know you were doing what you were doing. But you see, what KIZA does, I haven't seen you in that interview that you did. I had to bring you over so that a lot of people that follow us and have seen what we've been doing for the past 12 years can also learn. Because there are new people coming in into Dubai every day, especially from our continent. And then there's a mindset they have about Dubai and their expectations. So with what you're telling us, it helps people manage their expectations when they come into this space. And it's not as rosy as a lot of people think. You might go through hell and back and hell again and back before things happen. But with great persistency, courage, the grace of God and His mercy, especially, I'll say it again, His mercy and His grace, especially, things finally work out, like in your case. And in some cases, it doesn't. And people need to go back home or it gets worse. So we're happy that we can sit here and talk about your story, the way we talk about it. So modeling started, people see you around the world in all the big airports globally, through Emirates, Etihad, and the different big organizations you've been modeling for. So what's next? Now, before we go to what's next, this is a period of how long? 7 years.
Yes.
7 years?
Yes. This is
So it tells us that, you see, it's a journey, not a destination. If you quit in year 4, we'll not be here talking about this. If you quit in year 5, so you got to continually push till you get to your goal. What did you learn in this journey?
I learned a lot of things. The first thing that I'm so proud of is I learned English, and I also learned that.
And how long did it take you? 6 months, 1 year?
To learn English?
Yeah.
No, it took me like 2 years.
Okay.
Yes. And I also learned that whatever goes around comes around. Like, always put good out there and you will receive good. During all this, like, I've never double-crossed anyone. I've always been true to myself. I never lie or pretend that I'm someone that I'm not. I've always been true to myself. And I feel like that's why I'm where I am now. Because I feel like if I did anything wrong, it would have come back to me. So that's one. And I also learned that you need to be around people who are how you want to be.
Some mentors.
Exactly.
Kind of.
And a lot of people come to Dubai and they want something, but they act and do different things from what they want. They party, or they go out, or they stay in environment where, like, no one is think like the way they think. I don't know. So that's, for example, I want to be millionaire. So I was like, I need to be around millionaire. I don't care what they are saying, what they are doing. I want to do that because I believe if you want to get wet, just stay in next to the river, and the wind will blow and you will get wet. So that's the kind of mindset I have, and also learn as much as I can. I was taking from everyone around me, and I was like, if I see someone and I'm like, I'm not learning anything from the person for a certain amount of time, I don't want to be with you anymore. I was constantly looking for people that can teach me things. And I don't care if I have to lower myself, if they have to work on me, I don't care. As long as I'm learning, I'm next to you.
Interesting. So if you had an advice for somebody that's coming from our continent into Dubai, what would you tell them?
I would say, first of all, it's not, I don't know what perspective that people have from Dubai. There's a good side, very good side, and there's a bad side. And if you really want what you came for in Dubai, everything is put in position for you to have it. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. It's there. If you want to be a manager, there's so much restaurant, there's so much people. You speak English, you speak French, you want. If you want to open a company, there's so much entity to help you to open a company.
There's space for everybody.
There's space for everybody, and
if you know what you're doing.
Exactly. You phrase it very right. Basically. And not giving up, like, cause it's not, it's not that easy anywhere you go. I believe it's more harder here at the beginning, but the prize at the end is beautiful.
It's worth it.
Yes, it's definitely worth it. But I feel like also people just give up so easily. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, but I tried, it didn't work, and then they give up. Now, if you really want something, you don't give up. For me, giving up, at some point it was an option, but I feel like after 4 years, it makes sense for me to give up after 4 years. But people, they don't even do a year. Oh, it's not working for me. Or after 2 years, oh, it's not working for me. No.
That's where the virtue of patience comes in. You got to be patient and understand the long haul. Life most times is a marathon and not a dash. A lot of people approach life with a dash mentality, and then you burn out. But if you program your mind for a marathon, for the 4K, it's different from 100 meters dash. And it helps you pace yourself properly. So patience is key.
Oh, definitely. And now that I am in the position where I am now, it gave me more strength and patience to be able to, like, I'm more patient because there's a lot of things that I want that I don't have yet, but I know that it will come, and I'm patient. Just keep doing what,
because you've seen
the result
from the past.
Exactly.
And what patience, consistency, perseverance, courage, grit has gotten you. Yeah,
that's right.
Interesting. How are you giving back?
That's a very good question. How I'm giving back? I'm helping people. So first of all, there's thousands of people that message me and tell me that they want to become model. So I create, and I cannot answer to thousands of people. And that was like last year. I create a platform. It's an online course video where I teach every step by step on how to become a model and close your first modeling deal.
Interesting.
From how to get a portfolio, from how to apply, from how to network with other models, from how to everything. Because even me, like, I've been in a place where I'm on the shoot, and then I see another model, and then I'm like, oh, can I have your Instagram? Which agency you work with? More. And then they give me contact. The next day, her agency called me, oh, we like your profile, we want to give you a job. But if I was just standing there, not doing anything, not talking, I wouldn't have more opportunities. So I teach all of that in
the power of networking.
I teach all of that in my course. That's, for now, I feel like that's my way of giving. And of course, there's a lot of people ask me also for advice about mindset. And I'm saying, for now, I'm not specialized in mindset, but I am actually doing a course on neuro-linguistic program. NLP, so I help people, because I feel like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this, I had a strong mindset. And in any situationship, any situation that you are in, if you cannot control anything, the only thing that you can control is your mind.
Correct.
And when you control your mind, you can do a lot of things. So I want to help also.
As they say, mind over matter. Mind over matter. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, you can achieve.
That's right. That's right. And a lot of people, I feel like that's the first step in anything. A lot of people, they want things, but they don't believe it as much as they want it. or they can even believe it. But when things comes, a small matter come, they start to doubt. I never doubt. Never. I was like, even if it's not here that I don't make it, I'll go back, make it in Cameroon. But I will make it regardless.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So that's my way of giving back.
Wonderful. It's been interesting chatting with you. I'm sure a lot of the people out there watching have picked one or two nuggets of truth that they can use in their own personal life. I don't know where you are presently. You could be at the first level, middle, or you're already making things happen for yourself. But the principles we've gotten from this, from patience, perseverance, grit, the power of networking, the power of integrity, credibility, this all put together is what has made Eric what he is today. And we're so grateful that he's come to spend time with us at KIZA to share his own story. I hope you're blessed by this story. Have a good one.